Good morning, guys. We're here. We did it. We got through the last week of sort of unprecedented chaos and craziness, and now we're entering into our new realm of teaching. So I just hope that we can still continue to stay inspired and engaged and excited about the content that we're working through. I say all those things because I truly believe that you are feeling them about this brief memo assignment, and I'm excited to continue working through it with you. Having said all of that, I understand that it's new learning, a new kind of learning for you and for me, a new kind of teaching. And we're going to have a lot of curveballs thrown at us along the way. One of them could have already hit you in the sense that maybe you are really struggling with this online aspect of teaching and learning to stay engaged. If you're having any troubles at all, I really urge you to reach out to me and send me a direct email so that we can chat further about what supports the college might have or what supports I can put into place to better assist you. So please don't hesitate to do that. In addition to all of that, I'm also going to open up a new discussion board on DC Connect, just as a place to interact regularly beyond the discussion boards that I've already posted. So I have posted one, as you know, for the workshop components, as well as for the final test, as well as for our meme central. So for, excuse me, in addition to all of those things, I'm going to just post a general discussion board that allows us to go online and chat with one another, and even just say like, hey guys, what's up out there today? I'm feeling blown away about what I have to do for the memo assignment, or I'm having a really hard time being at home and I'm missing social interaction. So let's chat. Anything that is on your heart or on your mind, whether it's school related or non-school related, if you can post it there, if you feel that you need a place to have a platform to be heard or to speak or to connect with students greater. Okay, so that will be up there for you shortly. So today, as you know, we launch into the content for Workshop 2. Workshop 1 allowed you to draft your fact statement and to draft at least one issue in either a question format or a whether or not legal issue statement format. And at this point, you've all received feedback from me. So that feedback might have been much more, I should say, in depth in our class time together, because I did spend a lot of time circulating and talking to you and saying, fix this up or fix that up, or it looks great, just submit it as it is. So you might have had more verbal contact that way. You will also have had feedback from me on your DC Connect in the workshop folder, whichever student submitted it, because they'll be the ones who see the feedback. So if you are the student who submitted the workshop 1 component, if you could let your other partners know what the feedback was, and if you haven't had a chance to look yet, please do so. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is with the person who submits. They only get to see the feedback in their little, I think it's actually called feedback space on DC Connect, a little box, okay? On my screen, it shows to the right. Excuse the elephants running upstairs, 6 tiny feet. It's hard to keep them out of the space above my head, even though I'm sure my husband is trying. So bear with me if you hear the elephant running again. Okay, so a lot of the times my feedback from Workshop 1 was very brief, and that's because we had spent a lot of time in class with me going around and telling you the oral feedback in person at that moment and saying, yeah, you're doing well with this, or it looks great, or fix up your issue statement a little bit, or maybe you can pare down your facts, or whatever that might be. So my statement might be, this looks great, move ahead. And that means move ahead. You don't need to worry anything else about your facts or your issues. You can just move forward with it, okay? So just pay attention to that feedback first before you launch into the analysis. So here we are at the analysis piece. I have a couple of notes written down on here I want to share with you. And of course, I'm going to be referring to my PowerPoint as well. So if you haven't looked through my PowerPoint, you might pull that up on your screen as well right now. And you can maybe hear me talk in the background while you're looking at your PowerPoint at the same time. I know there is a way to record on the PowerPoint, but I actually don't like that method. I think it's better if I can speak to you face to face, and you can still pull up the PowerPoint as well if you want to, or do them not simultaneously, but at 2 separate times. So this is why we're doing it this way. So today, Workshop 2 focuses on the analysis piece. This is where we're taking the facts that you have, we're taking the law that you found, or the law that you're referring to out of your textbook, and we're putting the two together to come up with a nice analysis, okay, of what your client's problem is. We're not specifically focusing on the law, but you have to have completed and completed a law search, I should say, and understand what the law is in relation to the problem that you're researching so that you can move forward with the analysis. So you'll see from the slides, on slide 3, it says you must analyze the law with respect to your issues. First, you have to find the applicable law. So at this point, you should be there. You should have found it. I've referenced a few times for you that most of the law that you require is actually in your textbook with the legal memo scenario itself. So that's found at 285, and the 2 or 3 pages following that, I should say, up until 288, outline the law that you need. Okay, so that's all you need to apply from your textbook, in addition to the one extra case that I sent you away with after workshop 1 to go and find. I sent you away with the instructions to go and find. I didn't send you away with the case. So today I'm going to give you some, I guess, extra tips, and they're on the PowerPoint in case you need some help with looking for a case that applies. But you need that case for your analysis piece as well as the law that comes out of your textbook. Now, just a quick aside, I know some of you are working from the 4th edition textbook, Legal Research Step by Step. The one we have for the class is the revised 4th edition, but prior to the revised 4th edition, there is just a 4th edition. If you're working from the 4th edition textbook, they're about 10 pages behind the numbers that I'm referencing. So actually, your legal memo scenario comes out at page 275. I think that's where you find it. And there's a few other page references throughout the PowerPoints, and you can find those pretty much 10 pages back, okay? So, let's start off with, first of all, after you figure out that you need to apply the law, you first of all need to find it. You need to find a case to be applied. Primary sources might help in this respect. Secondary sources might help in the respect to find primary sources. What is a primary source? Remember, it's case law or piece of legislation. A secondary source is a scholarly article or textbook, for example, that talks about that piece of case law or legislation, okay? So right now we need to do primary law searching because you're searching for a case. So remember some of those skills that you learned earlier in the term, either through the first few classes with myself or when Jeremy or Lee visited and ran through those specific quick law and Westlaw workshops with you. You can look up by citation if you see referenced somewhere a case that you think, those facts or the statement that that author has written about that case sound like it might be on point for me. Perhaps I'll go and search by citation. Another secondary source, I should say, that you might find cases by citation, which would sort of prompt you to want to look further at that case, is in the secondary sources. So CED and Halsbury's, both on Westlaw and Quick Law. And those are the first 2 sources that I pointed you to in about week 2 of our semester this year. Okay, so you could always go there and look for there's bold statements of law that are found in those legal encyclopedias, the CED and Halsbury's. And from there, follow their footnotes to a case will be noted at the bottom and look up the citations. And then you can find it by citation, okay? And go and see if that case is actually worthwhile to you. Try searching for keywords that come out of either the fact statement that you already have or the issue that you've drafted, or even out of those CED or Halsbury's or otherwise secondary resources. Those keywords can be really useful to you to find future cases. Make sure you're applying filters. Usually those appear at the left-hand side of your screen on either Westlaw or Quick Law, and those filters can help you with, for example, jurisdiction, to make sure you're searching in Ontario for a case, and date if you want a more current case as opposed to an older case, right? All of those things can be useful in those filters areas. Also, once you find a case that you think is perhaps on point, make sure you're noting it up. Remember how to note it up. You're looking at its case history and its case consideration, so how it's been judicially considered. When you're looking at the judicial consideration, you might find within there other cases that have referred to it or that have followed that case that you might find to be specifically on point, perhaps even better than the original case that you started out with. So I would encourage you to look through those to find the most applicable case. You're not going to find the perfect case, but you're going to look for the most applicable case that is useful to you as you're advising your client about the area of the law. I'm just going to break it here, guys. I'm going to come back with video lecture part 2 because some of them get a little bit too large to post on DC Connect. So bear with me and we'll be back momentarily. Thanks.